I heard my back and the bones on my back crack as the pressure of the water slammed me against this pillar, and I couldn't get off. And within seconds, I blacked out.
That was David, and scientifically, he should be dead. Doctors scratch their heads as to how he's still alive because there doesn't seem to be any rational explanation to what he's about to tell you. That is, unless something else intervened. An angel, perhaps. I'll let you be the judge.
Yeah, I was 10, I remember distinctly, and we were living in an area that was both fed and irrigated by the Colorado River in California. Anyway, but we used to swim in the canals, but in certain areas of the canal where the water moved a lot slower, it wasn't that deep. It's literally fed right off the Colorado River. So it was, as the canals, they would narrow them down. That's how they increased the speed and able to push the pressure of the water out into these giant fields. And certain areas, you don't go. The water's too fast. It's too deep. It's too powerful. So you don't ever venture there. We were walking by one of those. There's these narrow roads that, and between these canals where trucks are driving, people would walk, where then they would use to service these canals. And my half brother and I were walking down that, headed back to our little apartment that we lived in at the time. And just out of the blue, he chucked me into this canal right at what they call the sluice gates, which are steel gates iron gates that they, open and close to increase or decrease the flow. And then these concrete pillars that the gates are attached to. And he pushed me in right at the gate where the water is the fastest, the deepest, and it's stepping down to even go faster. I got sucked down and pinned across this concrete pillar, literally backwards. In other words, you've been this way, but this was backwards. I heard my back and the bones on my back crack as the pressure of the water slammed me against this pillar, and I couldn't get off. And within seconds, I blacked out. And I came to again, I don't know, another quarter mile or more down this canal, maybe even further. And there was my brother running up and down the canal, yelling my name. And I remember, I don't know how I got there. I'm up on this very steep bank of this canal. It's got busted bottles and glass all over the place. And I don't know how I got there. Like, how did I even get here? And there I was, alive. And again, I hear my brother yell my name. I'm like, he's just afraid that when he goes back and tells mom I'm dead or he couldn't find me, he was just going to say I fell in the canal. And I did. Over the years, I just made up stories, to my mom about the injuries and different things that he would put on me. And, I fell this, I did that. I cut my hand on a plate in the sink or, whatever. And I just made up stories so my mom wouldn't kill him. Cause my mom had killed people before, so I believe she actually would kill him, So.
There's no way that this happened by chance. There's no way that you're that lucky. No. I don't believe it's a rational thing to say that this was luck. It happened twice, and the 2 times you blacked out and you couldn't swim. I don't know at 10 if you were able to swim as a 10-year-old, but your back cracked and you were disabled at that moment. There was no way you could have swam through that. And you wake up on the bank, just miraculously saved. I don't have any words. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I don't either, brother. God saved me again. And you saved me again, And, it's another prime example. Like, if there wasn't enough examples, and something I don't think we even talked about before just suddenly hit my mind, that when I was 17, I bought a motorcycle and I worked full time in high school. The whole time I was in high school, because we were poor. I couldn't afford anything. Had to stop playing sports, everything, because my mom said, we can't keep food on the table, you need to work. So I did work full time, and I bought a motorcycle so I could get to and from work, And I was waiting to make a left-hand turn. Of course, I got off shift. It's like midnight, whatever, in Las Vegas, where we were living at the time, waiting to make a left-hand turn, blinker on the whole thing. And then I hear this, and I remember, man, for a motorcycle rider, it's like one of the worst things. And I've been riding motorcycles since I was about 15. I go to look at my mirror, and boom. And I got hit from behind by a taxi cab at 40 miles an hour. And, there's a whole, how everything slows down. There was all this stuff going on. But the long and short, you talk about God protecting you for your whole life. And there I was again. I got launched across 3 lanes of traffic into the desert. My leg first wedged inside the saddlebag. I had these, bags on the back where you put gear. And that my leg hit it so hard, it broke it open. My leg wedged in between that on the bike. The bike got launched forward, obviously, and it was a big bike, big, heavy bike. And when the front wheel turned in it, it's called end over end, it catapulted me, whipped me by my leg across 3 lanes of traffic into the desert. I remember seeing the cars below me as I flew through the air. And I hit the desert, just a pile of dust. Well, guess what? Paramedics weren't that far away. There was a guy following me on a bike just like mine who was an EMT, got there, helped me. But the bottom line is this. There's no way, no how you get to the hospital, still in a lot of pain. Like I thought my leg was ripped off my body. And by the time they get you to the ER and they x-ray you and do all these things, not a broken bone, some road rash. That's it. That's it. And guess who I cried out to the moment that car hit me? Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus. I started praying. In the middle of it, I remember saying it out loud, Lord Jesus. And he saved me again. There's no way.
I had no words, but you took the few words I already had.
And the motorcycle patrol officer who came to take my incident report at the hospital walked in. He saw me sitting up in bed. He thought I was going to be a mangled mass of flesh. He saw me sitting up in bed talking to the nurse, and he walked in and took his helmet off. He was a motorcycle officer. He said, "Son, let me ask you a question. How are you doing?" I said, "Sir, good." He goes, "You got any broken bones, anything?" I said, "No, sir, just some road rash. I'm still in some pain. My leg still hurts. I can't really put my weight on it, but they said it's not broken." And he pulled up his pants legs. "Let me show you something." He pulled up his motorcycle pants legs, those kind of puffy motorcycle pants back in the day he used to wear. Pulls them up. He's got this giant scar from his hip all the way down to his ankle. He said, "A lady hit me at 15 miles an hour. My leg is held together by plates and pins and screws, a whole bunch of them. And I almost got killed. This guy," he said, we got it. "This guy hit you at 40 miles an hour, minimum. And here you said," he goes, "Do you believe in God?" I said, "Oh, yes, sir, absolutely I do." He goes, "Son, you must, because there's no way." And so it just solidified to me, like, man, the Lord was looking out for me again. And just miraculous.